Hi, I am Patrick van der Meer, Visualcoach, and in a previous video I was tinkering around with Blazor, a server side, and I changed my database and I have added some extra fields. I extended the application user. Actually, the identity user is now an application user. So now I need to change all the pages. That's this video about. First, a real quick tour, and then a slow, longer tour if you need more details. So if you're logged in and you look at your personal information, you see that I have 3 extra fields over here that I can change and can save. So I can that's what happens. So this is actually what you need to do. So if I save everything over here, let's say we're gonna take the Holland off and save, then that will happen and that's okay. So when you log out and you log in again, it is persistent data. So it should still be there. So let's see. Yes, the word Holland is still off. So that works. So how do you do that? Well, you see all these extra pages over here. That's a little secret. That's in a long video. So what you have to do is actually just go in here, add, then go to new scaffolding, and then go to identity, take the identity, and then you can add, and you get a whole list of all these extra pages that you can put in, which are not there when you initially install everything. Now, I already installed everything, so I'm just going to cancel. But you can do this. Take a look at the longer video. So once you have done that, you need to alter, of course, a couple of things. In this case, the alterations are all in the, let's say, area identity. And remember to click everything open. The first thing that you have is the index page. That's actually a page where you have your phone number and your username, and you add these extra fields over here, 3 pieces of them within that part of the form. That's the first step. Now you see that these are input teams and input last names and stuff like that. So that means that there needs some more alteration. All the extra files are in the partial file behind it. So if you open the page, you see only this, but there's a partial file behind it, and that will have the right information. So in this case, I commented out some stuff over here and I added some stuff over here. That's in a longer video, but if you already are acquainted with this kind of code, then you will quite easily find out what to do over here. That's a short version. Are you ready for the long version? So I already said, well, that needs some page changes as well. And I showed you already those pages are not that easily found. So let me show you. If you look into the pages over here, there's nothing. And if you look at the areas, there's an identity area, and that contains a page, a login page and a shared page. So where is all the other pages? So what do I mean with that? Where are all the other pages? Well, if you normally enter your website, so I'm starting it up right now locally, and you log in. So when you do that, and you do it right, you can enter over here, and then you see a profile in your email, and these are all pages. See here, identity, account, management, change password, all those things are here, but they are not anywhere we found in your project, not visually. So there's a trick for that. If you go to the main project and you do a right mouse click, and you actually go to add and say you want to scaffold an item. That's strange. That means something completely different in my world. But then you find identity over here. And in the identity, you select that and you say add. And what happens now is that you get a dialog, and a dialog actually says, hey, you're busy with the identity framework. Okay, so which pages do you actually want to have in your project visibly? Okay, well, here we are. So I can actually just select everything, knowing that the login page is already there. So what happens if I, well, first I forgot to say which application database context, what my database context is, and then I'll do an add. And he said, well, there's already pages there that you already have, so you want to replace them? No, because I made already some small changes in some pages, so I don't want to lose that. I just want to have all the pages that I didn't touch. Those pages I want to have in here. So let's see what is going on. I think we're almost there. I can already see in the output window things change. And I expect that my Solution Explorer will explode with new files in a second. Yeah, there it is. Right, so now suddenly I have all these extra pages. And now I'm able to actually manipulate these pages. So I can go to the forget password page, read what is in here, maybe even do some resources in here instead of having one language. But if I want to make it multi-language, I can now actually reach every single page and start tinkering with it. So the pages, of course, that needs the most tinkering is one, let's say the place where you actually are in your account. So let's see where that would be. So I reckon that's something like the personal data. Oh, this is when you have to want to delete it. Okay. So let's go from the top. Status, change, delete. There's an index. That sounds quite secure. So here's my username and my phone number. That's what I was on that I saw on that page. So I assume that if I do this and just copy it 3 times, I now have a first name to work with. And it doesn't have a label for that. It has a label for that as well. All right, I figured that. So they're not there. Why not? Because there's a model, of course, and that model describes actually what is actually shown over here and being able to use for the labels and stuff like that. So let's look at the model. Where is the model? Well, as you can see, there is like a little plus for most of these pages, and same goes for this index page. So if you open this, you see that there is an index cshtml.cs, and that means actually that they had dragged out some code which in most cases is in the index page already, but all the C# code now is in a partial file. Alright, so if you make a partial file with the same name and add the word partial, then actually it is just like an extension of this CS.html page. Right, so now I probably can figure out what's going on. So I've got a user manager, okay. I've got a username, all right. So I need 3 of those more. I had a first name, I had a last name, and and I had a team name. Let's check the spelling of those just for security. So where did I use my leave my extra user? Well, actually that was the application user was in this folder over here. I had a model folder, an application user, and I had a first name, a last name. Oh, and a team, not a team name, just a team. Okay, so let's correct that. Otherwise we'll get errors anyway. So that's the first thing I need to do. Now, of course, I need to connect them to the model, or actually the information in the database. So where is that? Where do they give a value to this username? So username is selected. I've got my username over here. Oh, okay. So where does it come from? Okay, so it makes it temporary. All right, so we'll make some vars. Var first name. Yeah, that works. If you hit the caps key, then you run into this. So let's be a bit careful and have a first name, and that's an await from the user manager. Get username async. Yeah, well, it doesn't have a get first name async, does it? So this needs to be solved differently. Would this work? So they're pumping in a application user over here, and this application user, of course, already has the first name. So let's say that this is the first name, right? Should be empty actually in my case, but we can fix that as well. So now I need 3 more of those. Actually, I don't need them at all. I can actually just say first name is, and last name is, and team. Oh. Okay. So I don't have a way yet to enter this into the database, but at least I can get it out. At loading, it gets these names from these folders, so I can always just do that manually for the meantime. So what else? I wonder if this is going to work, because they seem to have something special in place for these. All right. Yeah. What else? In the index page. So now this is resolved. That's good. So now this could be a last name and a last name. And last name, of course, with a capital N, camel casing, and a team. Well, let's first see what's going on. If I run this, will I get the page with the 3 extra labels? We'll know soon enough. So there's my page. Let's log in. As soon as it's there, log in. Let's look at this page. There are my 3. So that works. Can't enter anything, which is okay because this is not an editing page. But I would like to see names over here. So let's fake that. Let's just open the database. And for now, we're just going to have the user over here, the database that I used over here. This is the table with all the users. So let's go view data. And let's manually just add in the names. So Patrick van der Meer, Team NL, the Netherlands. So that would be it. Done. So let's again open this, and now we should see Patrick van der Meer NL. Here we go. So now we just want to be able to change this. I see that this is, I can change this at all times. So I guess if I look at how this box works, I can figure out how the other boxes work. So let's do that. Let's see what the index page says about this last box. First of all, over here, of course. So this box says input phone number, input phone number, input phone number. It is different than just a name, right? So this is a form. Okay. And within the form, this is basic HTML, and I don't know shit about HTML, so I just see the save button over here. So I again assume when I put everything in this form group, I might actually get my way. So if I just put a div around this, and I now put the other ones, these first three, this one, this one, and this one, and let's put those also over here. Okay, so they're still different. So it has an input. Can I just put input in over here? Yes, I can. Well, I see some trouble. That's probably because I need this model for this. I need it as well, right? And I have to put in the first name, the last name, and the team name. And not only that, I also need to add this. But let's just stupidly continue for now, not knowing what the outcome will be. But hey, what can happen? We're working on the save source control, so I can always just say ignore this and give back what I lost. Right, so team. Okay. And then this is not a form group. Would that matter? Just to make sure. No, actually, just to make sure. Let's make this also a form group. I think that's just saying You belong to a group? I have no clue. Okay. Um, so input, where do you come from? So this could be like some kind of a convention name or something like that. Like we have view data, which came in, I assume. So again, let's look at the back of this page and see if we can discover something. Oh, there's my input model. It's a new input model. All right. So where's the input model? Go to implementation. There we are. Still in the same group. So this seems okay. So now I see also that they have done this for me. So easy to replicate 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now we only need different things over here. So this is going to be the first name. This is going to be the last name. This is going to be the phone number. No, so we only have team. We already have a phone number. So this is going to be team. That's just a header. This is going to be last name. And this is going to be first name. We're getting there. So this is of course not a phone number. So what is it? I don't know. At least I can remove the phone because it's not a phone. So should it be required? Not should be required. It is a string. Should I have a maximum of characters? I can put all kind of data annotations in front of this. But I'll leave it for now. Let's see what happened over here. Save. So now everything is gone. Everything looks okay. Let's test it again. Must say I am clueless, but I had some practice a couple of years back with MVC, so I think that is helping me right now. I was working with Razor then, not Blazor. Okay, so that works. That works. Here's my boxes. The boxes are still gray. Aha. So maybe I should look at the code again. So, it says disabled over here. So what does the other one say? Class form control, and there's nothing behind it, so I'm just gonna remove the word disable. And let's do a refresh. So website has to start again. There it is. And of course we have to log in. I should tell it that I want to automatically log in every time, right? Well, I think that's a bad habit, so I'll just keep typing. My finger's black and blue. There we go, there we go. Aha! But now I didn't get the names. Why not? I know, I know, I know, I know. Because we were reading somewhere in this file, and we were looking at the new input model, and there it pops in the things that we need. So this was a first name. Is, where do you get this? a little earlier in this thing. And we have this already over here as well. So that we're cool. We're cool. We're cool. We can simply now just take these three and just stick them in here. Coincidentally. So why is there? Oh yeah, don't do that. Just make it a comma, not a colon, comma, whatever. That is it. Let's try again. So now I expect that it actually gets the names, and then we can alter them. See, there's the names. So now I can say, I want from the Netherlands. The Netherlands. Also called Holland. Just to give you some extra knowledge when you look at this. So, would the save button work now? Let's find out. Save. Uh, uh, what happens if I refresh the page? What happens to the database? Zip. Okay, that's still there. Let's refresh this for security. So we didn't save it. Let's look at what happens over there. I can click, I can kill a couple of those things. So I think it's safe to just still go in here to the say this over here. And now look at the method that actually saves it. So what is that method? So this is Blazor, so this should not be too hard to find out. Or they did it with Razor. Aha. How did this work again? You put that in the in this part, right? Method post, profile form, ID, and the word post. Those are my clues. Post. On post async. Let's start on the top. That's a load. That's a get. On post. So get on post gets the user. I think I start to get it. So for example, over here, they have these special methods over here, and they give a result. And then you can, based on the result, you can give messages back. I think I'm going to actually just comment this out. And I'm going to do a simple, like the user that we have, dot first name is first name. And we'll do the same for all the other ones. So user dot last name is last name. User dot user dot team is team, and we have a user dot phone number is it's not a capital phone. Hmm. 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 Okay, so there was a phone number. But then, of course, hey, why is that not working? That's an input phone number. In that case, those are input, input, and input. Now we need to save this. So the default way to save a user is something like await user, nay, no, oh no, manager, assign user manager dot user, get user, post user, save user, update user. See, it is there. Just need to remember it. So here it is going to update, then it waits, and then it's going to get the user. So everything is still in place. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, now it stays over here. So what happens if I log out? Whoops, that is not good. Uh, oh, it tries to log out an identity user, and we have a application user. Okay, that's something that I need to address. Yeah, I cannot log out now, but I can stop it, and I can simply look in the database. If it is saved in the database, and at least that part is correct. It is correct. It is correct. So that is done. So now I need to fix my logout. Okay, logout needs an application user instead of a identity user. So where's my logout pages? Here's some logout. That sounds good enough, right? Yeah, see. Let's make that an application user. So now, try again. And let's log out. Ta-da! Log in. See if it's still there. Awesome. So, ready for the next thing. We've done this, learned this, done this. Yeah.